Hey, vlog number 6. Today I've been working a ton on this new project. Um, Also because yesterday the Fable model from Anthropic was released, and it's fantastic. And we have this model will only be available for subscribers, subscription use for 12 days. So I'm planning to finish this website in 12 days. Of course, that's impossible to finish a project like this, but I really want to get to an MVP. And I've done a ton of work today. A ton of work. I've been adding analytics, basic analytics. Maybe I will keep them for. I was thinking, like, I don't want to be a competitor to Plausible or to Marklu, DataFast. Mm, But basic analytics are essential. But maybe I'll keep like a 30 days analytics uh, detail, and then maybe I will have aggregate data for past months, something like this. Then I have events, something like Mixpanel. If you know about Mixpanel, I want to provide similar features. Uh, and then yeah, um, so this is not a video about the features because I will do that tomorrow, I think. Wrapping up the day of today and then deciding what to do next. But in this video, I want to talk about pricing because pricing. So here's the thing: I copied pricing from Mark Slew, DataFast, as I mentioned in another video. So I had the pricing like this, starting with $9 a month and then growing. I blindly copied this based on monthly events, but like I knew this wasn't the final pricing and pricing structure, of course. So because my website is not based on events, on views, there are a ton of features, ton of capabilities and things people will use that doesn't make sense to price by that metric, unlike something dedicated to tracking views. So and the funny thing is, I wasn't planning on working on pricing today, but then I went for a walk with my dog, and then and I put on my podcast up on my podcast app, a podcast um, from Indie Hackers. There was John Yonfuk, the creator of Banner Bear. This was the episode 208. By the way, this is from 2021, and I really miss Indie Hackers. It's been 3 years since the last podcast episode of Indie Hackers, and there is no substitute for this podcast, unfortunately. Especially the old episodes with the interviews, they were great. Anyway, here's Banner Bear. It's basically a tool that you can use to automate image generation through an API. It's kind of cool, but so in this podcast, John was like, he said something like, initially I did the classic mistake in the hackers make that they price at $9 a month. My product was priced $9 a month, and I said, okay, we need to accept the signs from, the destiny, whatever. So I I don't know why I was thinking about John Yonfuk when um, I decided to go for a walk. I just said, well, let's listen to that. Oh yeah, now I remember why. It's because I stumbled upon this. Well, I remember John wrote this. It's one of the those famous blog posts. Um, a bootstrapped SaaS journey to 10k MRR, which is like my journey right now. And he did this from 2019 to 2020. And yeah, there is a ton to read here. You can go search this on Google if you want to read this. But so then I decided to listen to the podcast. That this was the reason. And so I decided to change pricing on a whim. Also because I didn't really think about pricing. I just blindly copied that pricing from Mark because I thought it was like a nice pricing page. And so when I get home, I started brainstorming also with the help of AI to figure out what's the correct pricing and positioning for a tool like the one I'm building. And my tool is going to compete with tools that enterprises use, that many businesses use, and it's gonna be at first at least like a very simple um, alternative to tools like ConvertKit, for example, now called Kit, um, Mixpanel for events, analytics solutions that are more complex. But if you really need analytics, you're gonna need use a dedicated tool. This is just like a simple solution for all of those problems, and I'm very happy about this because like I'm a person that provides simple solutions to problems without going, you know, tackling the easy parts of the problems without going to make the solution overly complex. At least in the beginning, this will be the goal, but then I will evolve this based on what people tell me, for example. Anyway, here is billing. So I set those prices here. So the starter plan would be 29 a month and will be one website. So on one website, you can use all the features that I provided right now, and basically you can work on your own on a single website. That's the starter plan. The pro plan is more for people who have a small portfolio of websites. This could be me, for example. I have quite a few different websites, and so up to 5 websites, you can install Sitebase on up to 5 websites and have 3 collaborators. This was like a number I came up with. I mean, I'm still deciding, of course. It's not fixed in stone. And then um, business plan is for growing teams managing many websites, so up to 20 websites, 10 collaborators. Um, and then I have the agency plan. So here I say up to 50 websites, 25 collaborators. So this is gonna be much more. Basically, the plans here do not scale with the number of views you have on a website now, but they scale with number of websites you manage, because ultimately that's of course if you manage Amazon.com, uh, you're not gonna use this tool, but like if you have websites with millions of views every month, maybe you know it's still gonna be possible. Of course, it's still gonna be possible. But what I envision, I think, is people have websites with 10K, 20K, 50K views a month, or even 500K. Uh, it's not a big deal to manage that with the infrastructure that I have in mind. And so this kind of pricing structure makes sense to me because we have a starter plan for people managing one single website that is very easy, it's accessible. The website can be as big as you want. Of course, not Facebook, not Instagram, please. Uh, and then we have the Pro plan, which, in addition to having more websites, also has more collaborators because websites have collaborators. You're gonna have people providing content, whatever. Then we have the business plan up to 20 websites, as I said, but the agency plan is the one that um, it costs this much because those agencies, the way I imagine this to work is they manage a ton of different websites. Maybe they have 20 websites and if they install this on 20 websites, it's basically, it costs nothing to them. And every website can have different collaborators. And in this plan, we will have fine-grained controls for access to the website. So i- an agency creates a website for a restaurant, the restaurant owner is going to have like access to their own website on Sitebase, and they will only see that website. While in business and pro plans, collaborators are going to see all the websites in the plan because they are all part the of the core operations of the business. And I'm thinking of an enterprise plan then. Enterprise plan is like a big business. Enterprise plan will offer teams within the site-based plan. And maybe I will even offer like on-premise, which means um, like those enterprises will want to maybe self-host this under their own infrastructure, or maybe simply deploy it on a separate machine I will provide. That's something that I can do. And yeah, that's it for pricing. So the previous pricing was basically um, an afterthought in the design of the site. I had to have some pricing, but this is more. Um, I think this is more ideal for what I'm building. And here it is. Every plan will have a 14 days free trial. Okay. And then as you go, it's not this. As you go into as you try to, for example, let's try upgrading to the business plan. We are sent to Polar's checkout, and we have the option to pay yearly, which gives us like a big discount, 2 months for free, basically. Yeah, this is the Polar Sandbox. Very cool. That's it. I hope you enjoyed this video on pricing. Well, pricing is still not finalized. I want to say this because um I'm not sure about those prices. To me, they seem like a bit high, but the thing I need to think is that I'm providing a lot of value for this website. So the pricing reflects the value. I shouldn't be a cheap option. I should be a quality option. And this will give me more margins in order to have a better business, a more sane and a business I enjoy running. And also, higher prices mean uh, so this is kind of controversial, but I'm not the only one that says this. Higher prices mean uh, better quality of customers, and I this kind of thought came in my mind after I was reading Indie Hackers. This time, not the podcast, but the website. And there is a post by John Youngfu again, who says raise prices by 5x. And he said, like, today I launched new pricing plans at higher price point than before. I think in the hackers we have a tendency to underprice our products, etc. Okay, so my lowest pricing tier is now 49 per month with a mid tier at 99 per month. This automatically puts you in different ad space when thinking about the product roadmap. I should be able to deliver 99 worth of value every month to the right customer, etc., etc. And there is a comment here from this person that mentions John O'Nolan, creator of Ghost. Ghost is the popular website building tool. And he said, quote, one key lesson we learned early on was not to charge too little. $5 a month, customers are just terrible. They have the highest rate of failed payments, the highest rate of credit card fraud, the highest amount of support tickets submitted, and are the least friendly people. Quotes. Every time we double our prices, we get nicer people who value the product more and create fewer problems. This is a great quote. And like, I think that if this works, it's really it's really good. The problem with having prices too high, however, is that you get you don't get enough customers to support your business. This is also a problem, and this is also why maybe starting with a lower price first could be a good idea. So you start with maybe 19 a month and 14 a month for the pro and 199 for business, and then once you prove that you are actually solving a problem for people, you upgrade prices. But maybe this is just like, this could be like the beta phase. Like, I imagine I will do like a private beta with people using the website, and maybe early access. I need to think about this, and I will, maybe I can test prices with them, because pricing is not a science. It's like more art than science. And there is this great short PDF, 69 pages by Neil Davidson. It's quite old because I remember reading this many years ago. It's called Don't Just Roll the Dice, a useful short guide to software pricing, and it contains a ton of different concepts about pricing. If you are into this kind of phase, as I am, I highly recommend reading this, and I will read this tonight, this evening, maybe. Okay, that's it for this video. See you in the next one.